Hi, everybody. I'm here to talk very briefly about the current state of the game and kind of show you how the stealth feature works in a little more detail because I think that there's been a little bit of confusion about how that particular feature works. First off, I just want to say that I'm not making constant announcements about this game in large part because I am spending so much time actually getting the game done. I'm really concentrating on making this game as good as possible, and all of my energy is going there. Making videos like this is a pretty significant time investment during a day, and I really feel like my time is best spent making the game as good for you as I possibly can. That said, we've just had a demo update, and I've seen some initial comments, and I kind of wanted to talk to people about what I'm seeing and also kind of talk about the state of the game right now as I'm heading towards completion. So right now, what you're seeing is the hub. This is an area that you're going to be revisiting in between adventures. Think of it like the camp in Diablo, for example. It's an area that you go to after you've finished going to an instance dungeon of My Procedural Little Worlds. And here you can get new adventures, you can upgrade your gear and equipment. For example, down here we've got a crafting station and a shop. You can buy things and you can upgrade your stuff. There are people here you can talk to get a better explanation of kind of the lore and the background story behind the game. And this is an area that is really important for this to be actually a video game. So I'm doing a lot of work on it this week to make sure that all of the final mechanics are in place so that the player can actually go and do all of the different little mini adventures and see all the biomes, and B, so that there is explanation in place. There are expository characters that you can talk to that will kind of explain how things are working and explain the story. So all that work's taking place this week. I've been working really hard on getting all of this fully functional, making sure that we have triggers that are good and all that sort of stuff. It's not very exciting, unfortunately, so there isn't a whole lot of flashy stuff to show you here. Okay, so that's what I'm actually doing this week. It's boring stuff that has to get done to get a game developed. Once I get done with all that boring stuff, I can get back to the things that I find really exciting. In fact, the stuff that I find the most exciting, which is making new guns, new monsters, and new ways to get yourself destroyed while playing this game. So, we're going to go ahead and visit one of the locations that you guys haven't seen yet. It's a place called Spaceship. And we're just talking to a mission vendor here, and we're going to go ahead and get a mission from her. And we're just going to kind of explore this area, and I'm going to talk a little bit about how stealth works. Okay, so we're on Spaceship, and we need to rescue some hostages. I'm going to use developer cheat code here. Okay, we're going to go to the pause menu, and I'm just going to fire this up. And this is going to show the entire procedural layout of this particular version of the Spaceship biome. Okay, so we see these little H's on the map. These are where the hostages are located that we need to rescue for this particular mission type. So I'm going to go ahead and try to rescue these hostages while making as little noise as possible so that I can get in and silently rescue these people without the enemy really knowing where I am. Okay, so for this particular run, I'm going to go ahead and use the Blazer plasma rifle, and I'm going to go ahead into stealth now, and then just start moving towards the location of one of the hostages. Okay, so I'm in stealth. Nobody can hear me. This enemy can't detect me because I'm not quite in the detection circle yet. Okay, as long as I don't make any noise, that detection circle is going to remain very small. And the enemy has no idea that I'm standing right next to them using my Thermoptic Camoflauge on my exosuit. Okay, so I can just go ahead and shoot this enemy from stealth. And because of the way that stealth works, your first hit on an enemy that has not spotted you yet does double damage. Okay, you effectively get a backstab in this game. So once you've taken them out that way, that's really efficient. Okay. Now there are a couple of hostages in here. I'm going to grab both of them. If I can do it without alerting the area's drones, that would be great, because I'd like to not have to fight too many drones. Okay. Uh-oh, I've alerted some. Luckily, I've done it after I've gotten these hostages out, so I'm going to go ahead and pull these back to the ship, and then we're just going to do one more run where I'm going to purposefully break stealth, and we'll see how this works. And also how to get back into stealth would be nice. Okay, so I'm still in stealth. These guys have gone on patrol. Okay, but they didn't know where I was. Now they do. Okay, so I have a problem. Okay, he's chasing me down and he's alerting other enemies that are nearby. If I go back into stealth, I'll be able to see what's going on. And as you can see, I all of a sudden have a sea of red. Okay, now, once you've alerted a whole bunch of enemies, it may seem like you can't possibly get them to unalert. I've seen a player mention that they were having this problem. This is not so. Essentially, what you need to do is you need to get back into stealth, where enemies cannot observe you in their line of sight, and you need to sit still long enough for their detection radius to go back to normal. Okay, so I've just done that, and now we're back to being fully in stealth. Okay, so that's how stealth works. Don't be loud. Once you're loud, everything will try to come kill you. And then if you are loud and everything's trying to come kill you, if you want to get back into stealth, you need to reach a place where you can hide from everybody. You don't have to hide too long for them to lose your scent, but you do need to find somewhere where you can hide and be quiet. As long as you're firing weapons or using your jets, you're going to be making a fair amount of noise and they'll continue to seek you out. Okay, so at any rate, I hope that this really explains that feature of the game, and I just want everyone to understand that development on this game is very much incredibly active right now. I'm just so busy. But as a single dev, making videos like this actually takes quite a bit of time. This is probably my third take, and each take takes me, half an hour to put together. And so please understand that if you're not seeing tons of announcements and marketing blah blah from me, it's not because I'm not working very hard on this game. I promise. All right. Talk to you guys later.